1st May 2023, and I wish you on this day a very, very happy International Labor's Day. This day is fully devoted for the cause of welfare of every laborer in this whole world. They devote laborers, they devote full energy for the development of whole world. To look after their welfare, every country has their own labor laws to protect the rights of their skilled and unskilled laborers. So here in India also, we have the laws like Minimum Wages Act 1948, Industrial Dispute Act. Thank you very much for joining with me. Today we are celebrating International Labor's Day. So wish you all very, very happy and prosperous International Labor's Day. This laborers' welfare has been done by the two people. One is employer, another is union of any organization, any factory or company. So when employees are happy of any organization, they give their full energy, happy for the progress of their companies, their factories, their organization, their institutions, and as a whole country. So in India, Minimum Wages Act 1948, Industrial Dispute Act, Indian Dispute Act, Industrial Dispute Act, then Gratuity Act, maternity leave is to be provided. There are so many, around 10 laws are there. So in India, we protect the rights of the welfare of the laborers. Here I will discuss you present scenario, especially in the Kanpur, that is the industrial capital of India, that is industrial capital of Uttar Pradesh, Kanpur. Once upon a time, this Kanpur was full of laborers. Everywhere you can find British India Corporation, Lal Imli, now National Textile Corporation, Ilgil Mill, Muir Mill, JK Cotton Mill, JK Ryan Mill, and factories that is under the Defense Ministry, like your ordnance factories, your harness factories, your parachute factory. There are small arm factory, gun factory. These are the central government factories are there in Kanpur. Laborers, when they used to move on the road on in the Kanpur city used to be full, overflow by the laborers, siren everywhere, mass production of leather goods, Mirza tanners. Still, there are so many, more than 600 tanneries are either in the Kanpur and around the Kanpur areas. They are working day and night. These are the some factories, leather factories, they are exporting their goods to the different foreign countries. Still, we have to do so many things for the welfare of laborers as a whole. Lalimli, which was established under the British Corporation of India in 1876, woolen factory. Then TAFCO. This TAFCO is responsible for making flex brand shoes which used to supply to defense, Indian armed forces. Now, every factory is either closed or on the verge of closing. So, what trade unions, they have done, what government has done. So now employees of every factories, they're on the road. Maximum employees are retired or they are compelled to leave the factories. This is the heartbreaking thing is in Kanpur. Trade unions, instead of looking after the welfare of the laborers, labor commissionery is there in Kanpur. So now you can find skilled and unskilled laborers on the road. If you want to make your house, you go any Chauraha, you will find so many laborers are waiting to engage them in the civil departments, like making your house, making roads, construction of roads. You can find so many laborers. Labor chaurahas are there, like Chapeda, Pulia. If you go, you will find the laborers. If you go to Kalanpur, Chungi, you will find the laborers. You go to Krishnanagar, Chauraha, you will find the laborers. Like this, in everywhere, Kanpur, certain defined areas are there where you can find the laborers. In groups, they are waiting. So no one is there to look after their welfare. Whereas after the independence, when the Minimum Wages Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Employees Insurance Act, Gratuity Act has been come into the existence, labor welfare officer used to be appointed in every factory. They used to look after the labor welfare. Government as well as the unions as well as the managing director of a factory or a company, they used to very much cautious and very much responsible to look after their welfare. But now there is no welfare. Either factories are closed or they are left without modernization or production is stopped, laborers are on the road. Like this, so many problems are there in Kanpur especially, and this is in whole India, rather, we can say. So, as on 1st May 2023, we have to rethink, we have to bring the Kanpur in 50s, 1950s, where the Kanpur of Uttar Pradesh is known as industrial capital of Uttar Pradesh as well as the Manchester of India. Manchester is in UK, United Kingdom, where the textile, cotton textile, and everything used to be produced and used to be sold in whole world. And here this Kanpur was very famous and is still famous in the industrial production, leather goods, cotton production, lal imli production, woolen production. And now slowly, lal imli is going to be closed. Production is very less or very minimum. National Textile Corporation, what they are doing, what is their employees are doing, how many employees are there, what kind of production is there, that is the question mark. What state government, what union government is doing to progress the national textile, to restart Mayor Mill, to restart Ilgil Mill, to restart Chiki Cotton Mill, Chiki Ran Mill, what government is doing, what government of India, what government of Uttar Pradesh is doing, especially poor people, they are going day by day in poverty. Rural areas, laborers, they are coming to cities, but they are going back without their earning, without, they are jobless. There is no proper employment for the skilled and unskilled laborers. So we have to think a lot for the welfare of the laborers, the laborers on this tea. So, my dear gentlemen, this Kanpur is left without employment. There is no employment in Kanpur. If it is there, employment is there, it is minimum to minimum. Whereas once upon a time, Kanpur was the place of employment. The place of employment. Let any numbers of people from any corner of India, when they used to come to Kanpur, they used to get employment as per their education. That was the Kanpur. That is why it is called Manchester of India. Now, people of Kanpur, they are jobless. But very few industrialists still, they are giving employment to skilled and unskilled laborers like Murali, Murali sir, who is MD of Ghadi detergent. Like in Dadanagar, so many factories are there, some employment is there. Murali Babu is still generating the employment for Kanpurias, and I hope, like Murali Babu, so many industrialists will come to Kanpur and revival of factories will be done and employment for whole Uttar Pradesh, or rather you can say for whole India. This will again, in real sense, Kanpur will become Manchester of India, where there is no jobless person you will find. Before few months, our yogi government has called so many industrialists, and all industrialists, they have promised with the UP government to establish many factories to generate the employment in Uttar Pradesh. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope the future of the laborers will become bright. Let's hope Uttar Pradesh will generate the employment for whole India and for whole world, and this will become a boon. Kanpur or Uttar Pradesh will become boon for the laborers. They will lead happy and prosperous life in Kanpur. Though after 50s, 1950s, laborers, those who are employed in many factories, their children, they are engineers, doctor, and they are giving their best contribution to the progress of the whole India. But still, lot to be done for the laborers, for the poor people of Uttar Pradesh and poor people of India. We have to rethink. We have to mobilize the channel for regeneration of employment. On this day, we should promise by the core of heart, we will look after the labor welfare. My specialization in the law field, I have done labor law specialization, because the labor laws in India now, three laws which Union Government of India made for the poor farmers have been taken back by the Union Government. So we should make such laws which will increase the capacity and the energy of the poor people of India. I am the son of farmer. I know how many problems are faced by the farmers of the India. So the government of India, all the states government of India, should work in real sense for the farmers, for the skilled and unskilled laborers of India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Wish you all the best. Wish you all the laborers to lead happy and prosperous life. And we should monitor, we should register how many people they are coming to Kanpur or any big cities or any cities. Those who are not registered as a laborers, we should go early in the morning to all the chara circles where the laborers from the rural background they are coming our city from the city background. We should register their names and we should keep them in contact with them and we should provide the employment as far as possible. Thank you very much for being with me. I am Dr. Santoshilal Kamal, advocate from this end on this International Labour Day.